So last week's video, we took a fun look into Pole's claim on how their Evo Link 140 is supposed to be the fastest trail bike in the world. And that video took a couple of months worth of planning and coordination, and it all boiled down to 4 days of filming in and around Austin, Texas. Now, I really love how that video turned out, but what it didn't show were all the moments around the filming, like the first time flying with a bike ever for myself, the actual first ride on the Evo Link, and the first time even just riding in Texas. So let's back things up to the day after the bike was built, which was just before leaving for Austin. So being that this bike was so nice and fresh and new, the first order of business was to put some protective tape and stickers on it. So it was kind of a mix between some Mucky Nuts stickers, and being that I'm ferociously Canadian, I also had to get some clear hockey tape on there, which, by the way, actually works really well for frame protection. I also put some protective tape on the top of the fork there because I have a North Shore rack, and that is where the rack actually connects to the bike. And in the past, I've seen it kind of wear through the paint a little bit, and I didn't want that to happen to my fancy schmancy new MRP ribbon fork, so tape on there as well. And then I put some tape onto one section of the wheel that I'll always kind of use to clamp down on whatever bike rack I'm putting it onto. Pretty much every single bike rack always connects in some way to the wheel, and there's a matte finish on these, and I didn't want that to get all scuffed up. Another place where I immediately put some tape onto is on the rear triangle, simply because I've seen other photos of Pole Evo Links where just from light rubbing on the heel actually wore the paint down right to the metal, and I didn't want that to happen to mine. So, some tape onto the rear triangle, perfect. And then I just went around, I compressed the suspension here and there just to kind of pay attention to where any cables might rub as it works through the suspension, and then put tape there as well. So it was pretty much all good to go. And then, of course, the most important sticker on the bike. All right, next up was the flight case. Now, I have never flown with a bike before, so I went out and picked up one of these Evoc bags and tried to put the pole in there. That sounded weird. Anyways, follow along. So what I ended up having to do was I just turned the front fork around, which actually shortened up the kind of theoretical wheelbase of the bike by a fair amount. And once I turned the fork around, I was able to fit the bike in without any problems whatsoever, actually. I did notice that the seat was sticking up a little bit more than I wanted to out of the case itself, and so I just quickly took the seat off. The 9.8 dropper makes it actually really convenient to do that. You can actually unbolt the seat without messing around with the angle of the seat itself, which is super handy. So I took the seat off, and the bike was ready to fly. Well, I made it here to Austin. I traveled for many, many miles yesterday. It's actually only I live in Edmonton, Alberta, which is technically just a couple hours north of Montana, but it took me about 20 hours worth of travel to get from there down to Texas because of this whole giant airline mess and storms and planes running out of fuel. It was crazy. But I'm here now, and I had a good sleep. And but where am I? I am in the house of Trail Features.
Hey everyone.
So he's already got his setup, the typical Trail Features. This is his tiny setup.
Yeah. That's my big setup. Well, that's part of it anyways.
So, and that's part of the reason why I came here, because what you guys will probably be seeing first, maybe not, is the first ride video of the Pole Evo Link and whether or not it really is the fastest bike in the world. So the bike is in the garage. I'm gonna go build it up because we just basically woke up and grabbed some breakfast, and we're gonna go shake things out a little bit. All right, so we got to build this thing up. There it is. It actually made the trip, which I was pretty doubtful of, but the big red bag of dreams has made it. There it is. Curious to see if the pedals were going to go through the bag or not. It looks like they didn't. So I've got flat pedals, so they're spiky as hell. But I cut off little pieces of cardboard and just put them like this.
That's clever.
So they wouldn't blast through the bag.
And it worked.
So I got the bike out and onto a stand in Joe's garage, and he was really well set up for it, so that was awesome. But I realized that, I didn't build this bike. I had 2 pro mechanics build it for me on that live stream. So this is my first time actually piecing it together, which is evident for the fact of with me, immediately losing very important pieces straight away. But we did find them, and I got the wheels on. Then it was time to put the front brake caliper on from Hope. Now, one thing with this is that it's got really tight tolerances for where it needs to be sat. So it took a little bit of effort to get that thing lined up. but line it up we did, and it was time to ride. It was such a good feeling to finally get on this bike and go for a rip down the street, because up to this point, I had just slowly rolled it up and down a bike shop, basically. But obviously what I was most excited for was to finally get this thing out on the trails. It is Gimbal Fest. Gimbal Palooza. First actual official ride on this thing. The Pole Evo Link 140, size large. So I'm 6'1", and I'm right in the range for who this bike is made for. So let's. I think I've got it dialed, but who knows? I have literally not hit one trail on this thing yet. So we're gonna go figure it all out. Ready?
Yep.
And of course, I'm riding with Joseph from Trail Features. Woo. If you didn't know, go sub his channel. Yeah. No braking power yet, brand new pads. Oh yeah, nice chunkiness. That hub is pretty quiet. All right, there we go. Oh, switchback. I was like, sweet, yeah. Can open it up. Starting to get some more brakes. Wow. Such an odd feeling to have a long bike like this, and yet when you put the seat up, I'm in such an amazing climbing position. Because of that crazy steep seat angle.
There you go.
Nice. Sweet. Wow. Okay. Got to get some grip tape on that SLX shifter. Whew. Okay, I actually want to see, I'm pretty curious what kind of ratio I've got with this 32 and a 29er. Yeah, it's shifting really well.
Nice.
I was pretty worried when we first took it out of the box. Oh, I'm not making it up this. Wow. Dude, this bike frickin' climbs. Seriously, man. Oops. That was funny.
You were climbing up that really chunky stuff. That was legit.
Yeah. And honestly, like, you know, when you've been riding, especially a certain bike long enough, you feel like, okay, I have like a 5% chance of doing that. At the speed I'm going, just starting rolling, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And like on the rain, I just wouldn't have done that first section. Wow. But this one, I just kind of started pedaling.
I wonder how much is the placebo effect and how much is the bike?
Well, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, man, seriously. I just kind of point this thing and pedal. so quiet. I'm just so happy it's so quiet. Love good quiet bike. All right. So we're swapping out bikes for a minute so he can check it out.
Yeah, it actually feels like I'm on a cross-country bike because it's so tall.
This is my first time ever riding a plus bike. It's different, hey?
Like, it climbs freakishly well.
Yeah.
For such a long travel bike.
Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Look at these ledges, that looks sweet. Let's maybe go around this way and check it out. I mean, it looks like it's part of the trail. Whoa, a little hard to lift up the rear end of that thing. Oh yeah, that's totally part of the trail. I don't know how to get to it, but.
All right, so this is definitely not part of the trail.
This is definitely not part of the trail. Bushwhacking. Oh. Looks a lot less gnarly from here.
Yeah, it does actually.
Oh well, let's hit it. You don't have to do the third person thing on this.
All right.
It's not worth it. Maybe it will be, who knows? Got a little souvenir.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there you go. This looks like a good photo spot to me.
Yeah, it is.
Oh. Okay, there we go. And suburbia. Woo! Whoa, that's awesome. It is really freaking chunky here. Like, they warned me about it, but it's kind of non-stop sharp rocks. But they have grip, like seems like they're pretty porous. So like, I don't know how it is in the wet, but it seems like you have really good grip on them though. Stupid lines are fun. Go, go, go.
Sorry, buddy.
No, you're fine. Oh, cool. Nice. Oh, such a bad gear. Keep rolling. Nope. Whoa. Oh, there's grip. Whoa. Wow. Acid rock garden. kind of like trying to find all the chunkiest stuff and run over it just to see. This is all uphill, by the way. This is so much like Edmonton. It's really bizarre. And legs are dead.
I have faith in you.
That's nice. Too easy to gear, I think.
Got it, got it, got it. Keep going. Pedal, 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 pedal.
My foot slipped up. So close. There we go. Yeah, it's really good at climbing chunky stuff. Like that. And I'm mostly just sitting and spinning my legs. Yep. Everything just feels so much more calm on this bike. Like that little stop right there when I hit my pedal, I just stopped dead. Normally I'd kind of flop over and that would be that, but just kind of stop and hover, and then I just start pedaling again. Like, this is really chunky climbing. And honestly, it's kind of easy on this, comparatively to what I'm used to. Back at the liquor store. Hey, there he is. Come here. Come here. Hi. How you doing? That's Rocco. Hey, over here. Don't snot on my new helmet. That thing is brand new. So, got back from the first ride with the Pole Evo Link, and just to kind of like suss it out, check everything out, how everything's going to work. This is such a weird mixed bag of parts that I didn't know if it was even going to roll down the trail or not. But as you saw in the footage, it was smooth and it was quiet, and it did everything as good, if not better, than I expected it to. And the only thing I haven't done on this thing yet after that are super long sustained climbs and super long sustained downhills. But as far as like general bike handling and going over that chunkiness, it went really fast and super stable and confidence inspiring. So the shifting was perfect on the E13 cassette. Like really, really perfect. I didn't have any issues whatsoever, and which is great because once we took it out of the box, there was a couple issues, but a couple of turns of the barrel adjuster on the cable, and that was fine. The black spire stuff worked great. As always, it's there. I don't notice it's there, and that's what I want from the cranks and pedals and bar and stem and all that. SLX shifter, it was fine. Did its job. The 9.8 dropper was perfect. It's got plenty of height. I feel like I want like 5 millimeters less, and I hear that I could actually do that with that, so I'm going to see about doing that. The seat was really good. It fit like any other seat than I've had before. Like your sit bones really like sit right there and there, which is apparently what you want, but it really felt more pronounced than usual, but it was comfortable. So I'm going to wait and see on like longer rides how that is. The brakes, they were just bedding in, but tons of modulation. I really like the lever feel. I don't think I'd want to be using these without gloves though, because they are like, they've got so much grip. It's amazing with gloves, but I feel like that would tear your fingers open. The bite point and the reach adjustment was all good. What else? The fork. So here's the thing about the fork. I only used this much travel while I was out. And again, it was like more kind of cross country. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow when I hit some like faster stuff. But it just soaked everything up. I honestly didn't notice it while I was riding. So I can't ask any more out of it than that. It was perfect. It felt nice and stiff. It just worked really well. The wheels, they felt light. Even though I have this huge tire on the front, it felt light and nimble. So that was sweet. I think that pretty much covers it. Like, I really enjoyed the ride. Super confidence inspiring, and climbing was like freaking amazing. Like, I was really blown away by how well it climbed. But tomorrow will be the real test. We're gonna go and hit Flat Creek Crossing, do some filming, and really point it down some hills and hit some jumps and stuff with it. So should be sweet. Talk to you guys later.